welcome back to the Madras International Circuit. We're back for the fourth round of the MRF MMSE FMSEI Indian National Car Racing Championship 2024, powered by Indian Oil Storm X. It's time to unleash the wild beast. We're here ready to go racing for the fourth, and it's a very, very critical round as this is the penultimate round before we go into the season finale. And wow, the weather's looking a bit tricky at the moment. We were seeing a lot of sunshine all through the afternoon, and now we're seeing some drops. This could be varying conditions of weather here, a little bit of drops of rain here, but I think it's going to stay dry. The clouds are around, but they are moving fast. So stay tuned. We've got an exciting race coming up, and the first category on the grid today is the Race 1 Polo Cup first race. Aditya Patnaik has the pole and he is the championship leader, but he is under contention from Roman Arya, Dhruv Chavan, Ojas Surve, and the likes. There are 8 cars in the grid here, all of them contending to fight for that championship. But it's Aditya Patnaik who's got the lead here. Stay tuned to catch how the race pans out for round 4 of the MRF MMSE FMSEI Indian National Car Racing Championship 2024, powered by Indian Oil Storm X, the ultimate. It's time to unleash the wild beast.
Hi, my name is Aditya Patnaik. I'm 20 years old and I'm racing in the Polo Cup National Championship. Everybody's looking at that, but to be honest, I'm not really looking at that at all. I'm just focusing on the weekend. I got a lot of races this weekend. There's 6 races, so it's just taking it race by race, trying to score all the points that I can and keeping it clean. That's all. I'm not really worried or looking at the championship at all. So yeah, the competition's been quite tough. There are a lot of good drivers in the championship, which makes it difficult to pull away any sort of a lead, but I enjoy this. I love it. It pushes me to work harder, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, the experience has been very fun. This is the second round that I'm doing in this year, so I'm looking forward to doing it more, but also learning as much as I can from this one. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. A long journey and a long process of learning from the first round to this round. The first round was more about, getting to grips with the car and understanding what the car needs. Now it's more about, learning where to find the small bits of time and learning how to manage the car properly through the entire weekend. So it's different challenges, but I'd say just as challenging.
Welcome back, all you racing fans. It's time to go racing at the Madras International Circuit. Welcome back, everybody, to 4th round of the MRF MMSE FMSEI Indian National Car Racing Championship 2024, powered by Indian Oil Storm X. It's time to unleash the wild beast. A big shout out to our title partner and our official tire partner, MRF Tires. Have been with us for more than decades together now, supporting the sport and giving a great platform for talent in India to really come and take part in a championship like this. And of course, a big shout out to our new partner, our official fuel partner, Indian Oil Storm-X. We're clearly here to unleash the wild beast, the made in India, the one and only Indian Oil Storm-X. A race fuel made in India and now being used across the globe in motorsports. We're on cue for the first race of the weekend. It's race 1, the Polo Cup. And this is turning out to be a very exciting championship. Competition is strong between the top 5. Two drivers have clearly taken the lead. It's Aditya Patnaik, who's sitting in the front row in that lead spot with 83 points. In second place, we've got Dhruv Chavan from Lonavala, who's just 3 points behind Aditya Patnaik with a total of 80 points. And then we've got Ojas Surve, also from Mumbai, sitting at 58 points. Of course, Ojas is slightly behind in terms of points, but he's been consistently performing and improving through the last couple of races. So it'll be great to see how he can bring the fight to both Chavan and Aditya Patnaik. Let's take a quick look at our grid. Starting off in pole, our championship leader Aditya. In P2 is Romit Arya, who's currently 5th in the championship. In P3 is Chavan Dhruv. In P4 is Surve Ojas. In P5 is Neville Tata. In P6 is Savla Munjal. In P7, Savla Munjal currently 4th in the championship. In P7 is Tawhid Anwar Avik. And closing the 8-car grid is Rahul Deshpande. 8 cars in the grid, 8 Volkswagen Polos ready to go racing. In the earlier round, the Polo Cup in fact made entry into the Indian National Car Racing Championship from round 3 onwards. So they have a few extra racing running through each of the rounds. This time it's great to see the cars on a separate grid. Earlier on we did see them in a combined grid with the MRF saloons. Now the competition on, 8-lap race to the checkered flag. Lights have come on and it's go time here at the Madras International Circuit. Everybody through the start-finish line. Going into lap 1, the pack fires through the MRF arch. Going into turn 1. Hammering down the throttle there. Tricky right-handers here. Sharp right-handers, so you need to keep the pace and the line in check. Clearly we are seeing car number 2 emerge as the race leader. It's got a good sector 1 happening right now. Good pace through those first 3 corners. Now coming into turn 4, one of the critical turns in this track. Aditya Patnaik leading the charge. Ojas now from P4 trying to make a break into the front row. He had the quickest sector 1 time. But is that enough? Aditya Patnaik still leading the charge there. And we're on the back straight here. Another straight section here at the Madras International Circuit. And then going sharp into another right-hander. This is turn 8 and turn 9. The cars are coming through sector 2. They've all just crossed the sector 2. It's Aditya Patnaik that's clocked in the quickest sector 2 there. Car number 1, Surve Ojas trying to get maximum points coming out of this round. He is in striking distance of the leaders. And now he is in a very good, strong, compelling spot. He's currently P2 in this race. And he's clocked in the quickest lap time of 1:59.098. Very, very strong lap time coming in from Ojas. We got Dhruv Chavan in P3. Romer Arya has moved down the order from P2 into P4. Neville Tata in P5. Savla Munjal in P6. HM Tawhid Anwar Avik in P7 and Rahul Deshpande in P9. So Aditya leads the charge. Ojas in P2, Dhruv in P4, Romer in P5, Neville in Romer in P4, Neville in P5, Savla in P6, Avik, Anwar Avik in P7 and Rahul in P8. This championship is unfolding into a brilliant, brilliant battle. Aditya Patnaik leads the charge. He had a couple of first place finishes and a couple of other finishes, which has brought him to that lead position with 83 points. But hot on his heels is Dhruv Chavan, who's just 3 points behind. Dhruv has proven to be a very strong contender, and he's been able to match Aditya's intensity with a couple of podium finishes for himself. And somehow we've seen Ojas Survey improve over the last few races. Looks like Aditya has stepped up the pace here. He's clocked in the quickest lap time of 1:55.636. That's the quickest we've seen him go. That's the lap time to beat now. 1:55.636. Aditya Patnaik leads the charge. Survey, Ojas Survey in P2, Dhruv Chavan in P3, Romer Arya in P4, Neville Tata in P5, Savla Munjal in P6, Anwar Avik in P7 and Rahul Deshpande in P8. So looks like not much changes in the order there. We're seeing Anwar Avik and Rahul Deshpande here. Anwar Avik surprisingly not in that lead position. He's a strong driver himself, has competed for podium multiple times. The first race of the weekend is on, and now every single point matters. And we've seen the drivers here really pushing the limits over the last couple of races in round 3. And clearly now, there is no room for mistakes here, especially between Aditya and Dhruv. Dhruv needs to finish ahead of Ojas if he has to close in on Aditya. Ooh, here is car number 5 making contact with car number 7. That's Savla Munjal that was trying an overtaking maneuver at that last corner on the inside line, but came in contact with Neville Tata, leaving Neville to kind of spin off. Luckily, Neville back on the race, but he's lost the position. He's moved down into P6 now. And here is that replay. Looks like Neville was moving into the line there. And I think Savla Munjal was looking to make that overtake really work, but wrong place at the wrong time. Aditya Patnaik looking very, very strong, very consistent in terms of his performance. We've seen some great moments of brilliance from Munjal Savla and Romer Arya. So they could also come in and disrupt the flow of the championship for the likes of Aditya Patnaik, Dhruv Chavan and Ojas Surve. It's still a widely open championship. The drivers seem to have taken their individual positions now. It's in line with their race pace. It's in line with the pace that they're carrying now. Aditya in the lead, Ojas in P2, Dhruv in P3, Romer in P4, Savla Munjal in P5, Neville Tata in P6, Anwar Avik in P7 and Rahul Deshpande in P8. All cars firing and trying their best. Of course, we are at the Madras International Circuit, a very demanding circuit indeed. And what I really love about this track is the mix. It's the perfect balance between speed and precision. You've got a couple of long, good straights where you can really get the speed up, the pace up. And then you've got these technical corners, like turn 1, in fact, is where it's a sweeping fast like that. And the drivers aren't backing off from the throttle. In fact, they're gunning it through that turn 1. So it takes a lot of courage, planning, understanding how the car will behave to get a very good line and pace out of turn 1. And you couple that with the weather here. The weather is hot, it's humid, and it can be uncertain. Now what this does to the tires is that it gives great amount of grip, but it also starts to kill the tire a little faster. Of course, these MRF tires are built to last. Remember folks, the tires you buy are the tires we race with. And that's the confidence we have with those tires. They're brilliantly built, engineered race tires from MRF. Great to be driving on them. But like I said, the heat would improve the grip drastically, but also would start killing the tire quicker. What that means is the driver has to manage tire wear very strategically. So in races with more number of laps, the drivers have to take a call on how to manage their tire wear properly. Looks like the drivers have eased off. In the last lap, they were clocking a 156.285, slower than their qualifying pace. Aditya Patnaik, in fact, was clocked in his qualifying best with a 153.680. That's what got him on the pole. Romer Arya clocked in a 154.01. And right now, Romer Arya in that 156.919 sector. Dhruv Chavan also clocking in a 154.118. Looks like all our drivers, the top 5, are cruising in the 156 sectors. Our race leader still holding onto the lead quite comfortably now. He's got a 3.7 second lead over Ojas Surve. Ojas having a comfortable 2.5 lead ahead of Dhruv, who's currently 5 seconds behind our race leader. So that's how the top 3 in the race is placed. Romer Arya in P4, Savla Munjal in P5, Neville Tata in P6, Anwar Avik in P7. Rahul Deshpande in P8. Two laps remaining to the checkered flag. Aditya leads the charge. The question has been when we came into round 4 is can Aditya extend his lead, or will Dhruv be able to close that gap or even surpass him? Or could Ojas be the one to shine this weekend? I mean, right now, as it stands, Aditya Patnaik seems to have his master plan working very well for him. This is a great position to be in at this point of the championship. And let me remind you folks that the heat can definitely have a strong impact on the drivers. I mean, if they haven't kept their fitness in check, it can become very difficult to keep that race pace going on consistently for that many number of laps. Well, it's the last lap of the race now. You can see that massive cloud cover coming around the track. Those are dark, gloomy rain clouds. And that's the way it works here at the Madras International Circuit. We're on the outskirts of Chennai and the weather can be irrational, can be extremely unpredictable. One second it will be bright and sunny, the other second it's going to start raining cats and dogs. Well, we are prepared to go racing in any conditions, but of course the drivers would love a dry day of racing. It just gets a lot more intense. The wet conditions do add a bit of drama. They've got to deal with the wet and then their competition. Half a lap remaining. It's Aditya Patnaik leading the charge in the Polo Cup Race 1. Very comfortable lead from Paul. He hasn't put a foot wrong. Took the lead early on and he's been consistently pushing that lead. It's now up 4 seconds lead over Ojas Surve, who's currently in P2 but coming under strong pressure from Dhruv Chavan, who's closed that 1.5 second lead. Now he's brought it under a second and he's right there. A car length difference between Dhruv and Ojas. Ojas has to watch his back out now. This could be a good fight to the checkered flag. Last lap, 2 corners remaining. Aditya Patnaik comes through turn 11 over the bridge now. And now into turn 12, another sweeping right-hander. But it's a sharp sweeping right-hander. And they're through into the main straight. The checkered flag waves. Aditya Patnaik takes the first win for round 4. And it's Ojas Surve that comes to shake things up in the championship in P2. There you go. Dhruv Chavan settling for that P3 now. Roman Arya in P4, Savla Munjal in P5, Neville Tata settles for a P6, Anwar Avik in P7, and Rahul Deshpande in P8. That's the top 8 finish. Stay tuned, folks. Our drivers are going to be arriving at the park for me shortly, and we'd definitely like to hear how their race went. What was the race strategy, and how happy are they with their result? Don't go anywhere. We are going to be right back. Stay tuned.
So we have the winner of the Polo Cup race, first race in round 4, Aditya Patnaik. Aditya, what a start to the weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's a good start. I'll take the points, really good points, but a lot of races left, so gotta keep my focus up. I'm glad, I'm very happy. So let's see what happens in the next one. Next one will be I'll be starting a bit lower down. Let's see what happens.
So what were you very happy about this particular race?
It was just clean. I kept it clean. I didn't make any mistakes. I kept the tires in check. I kept the car in check. I was just doing the minimum pace required. So I'm happy. Like I didn't have to do anything else. I'm glad, and let's move on.
Very well done. All the best for the next one.
Thank you so much.
And in second position, we have Survey Ojas. Ojas, you promised that you're going to, work hard for every race, and you did exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put in a performance in quali, so I knew I had to make it up. And at the start, I saw a gap, I went for it. And Dhruv was on the outside, so I trusted him, so I just put it in the middle. And I knew, these guys are so quick that if I had to get it done, I had to get it done then and there. So yeah, I took Dhruv before turn 1 and took Romer on the outside of turn 1, which was a move I'm a little proud of. But yeah, after that, it was just, I didn't really care if I could catch Aditya or not. I was just like, I need to conserve pace, conserve tires, and it was quite hot, so the car was struggling quite a bit. So I was just like, I'm going to conserve tires and hope it rains, then I can make something happen. But it didn't, so yeah, I was just chilling, making sure Dhruv wasn't getting too close. Every time he would get close, I'd pull a little bit so that, just to keep him at bay. And that was that, so yeah.
Very well done, and all the best for the next one.
Thank you so much.
So third place, we have Dhruv Chavan. You're very much in the mix in the championship, and how would you sum up the race?
So basically, yeah, Ojas got a good start. And, in turn 2, I got squeezed by Romir. But then at the exit, he got a bad exit. I got a good exit. And then I just decided to stick it, just to trail Ojas through C3. And, made the position, kept the position over there. And then after that, it was just tire managing. The temperatures were too high. The track was getting hotter and hotter. Plus, the way we were driving, the tires were just, burning up. So, I just wanted to stay in the race, wanted to be close to Ojas, to try and make a move in the last few laps, manage my tire temperatures throughout the race. But, in the end, I was close enough. But, I was close, but not close enough to Ojas to make a move. So, yeah, I'll just collect the points for this race. And I have 5 more races to go. We'll see how it goes.
Well done with the podium.
Thank you. Thank you so much.